Okay, so welcome, welcome, welcome. As I was taking my shower, and this is how the universe works, the divine intelligence, it just, I prepare something, but then I open up to your way, lead me, guide me. What should I talk about, not talk about? And this quote from Marianne Williamson that I used to have on my refrigerator came to me while I was in the shower, and I was like, oh my God, that's the perfect quote for this cosmic holiday, cosmic event. So I'm going to read this to you guys. I'm going to start with a quote from Marianne Williamson, who, yes, she's running for president. Okay. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Hold on, somebody's coming in. You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us all. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. And I was like, wow, it's just the perfect overview of what today, this time period, but in particular this day, 8/8, is the peak of the portal. And that's what it's about, is about each and every one of you being ready to shine, getting ready to shine, moving out of the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius. There's a big shift that's happened already on our planet, and this portal is designed to support you into stepping into the highest version of yourself, because the world needs your light. So what I generally like to do is start you guys with a guided meditation, because I like for everybody just to get centered and anchored before we get started, because I'm going to be guiding you through some written exercises and some clearings and some chakra activations. And so that's best when we're centered. So I'm going to invite each of you just to sit back in your chair or on your bed, wherever you are, and close your eyes and allow me to guide you. And if ever there's something that you don't want to participate in, you don't feel comfortable, just do whatever you feel comfortable doing. That's something that I always like to mention. And feel free to turn off your screen or keep your screen on, whatever's comfortable for you as well. Okay. So this meditation is called the light of the spiritual sun, the light of the spiritual sun. So go ahead and give your eyes, gently close your eyes, close your 2 eyes, and potentially open your 3rd eye. And focus on the all-conscious sun with medium effort. So what I'm wanting you guys to visualize is the big, brilliant sun in the sky. And not making any effort, meaning no striving or forcing or pushing the visualization. Let everything come naturally or not. Don't fret if you can't see something originally or not. I'm going to guide you, and this meditation will activate you regardless of whether you get the visuals, okay? So let go of any outcomes and just be here now, and let your breathing become very natural and easy at this point. Settle down, settle in to your soul. Continue to rest in the awareness of your breath, which turns your life into a living meditation, a living activation, a living realization. Continue to breathe. Gently in through the nose and out through the mouth. And now I want you to imagine a brilliant, radiant, luminous sun in your mind's eyes. And if that's too difficult, you can just sense the warm, radiant presence of the sun against your skin. Imagine the sun is a symbol of your core self, your inner spirit, your inner effulgence and radiance. Imagine this light is imbued with all the positive qualities of your core, authentic self. Profound peace, endless joy, unconditional love, and higher wisdom. Inhale to absorb the healing energy and transformative light of the brilliant sun of your highest self that resides within you and has been awaiting your acknowledgement to emerge fully. Breathe in this light, absorb this golden light and all of the spiritual aspects of this golden light. Allow yourself to be filled with pure consciousness right here, right now. With each in-breath, imagine the sun's rays saturating your entire body. You are now filled with light. There is light perfusing every cell in your body, every fiber of your being. And if your attention drifts away for a moment or two, it's okay. Just continue to relax and breathe, naturally embracing and allowing all things in your field of awareness. Now allow this sun to dissolve any darkness within you, any perceived darkness within you, any pain, any despair, any sense of limitation or lack or failure. Bring your attention back to the all-conscious sun and continue to inhale its warmth and its light. And again, if you don't see the sun with your mind's eye, simply know it is there and just breathe in its light. Rest with the intention of receiving all the higher frequencies flooding in through the gateway at this time, gifting you with heightened wisdom and important chakra activations, and just be with this light for a couple of moments now. With your eyes still closed, the heart chakra is a wellspring of love holding the vibration of warmth, altruism, compassion, and joy. It creates connections and deeply enriches bonds with other beings. Right now, the Lion's Gate energy gives us the opportunity to radiate an auric glow of pure magnetism for whatever you truly want in your life. As you practice meditations like this one over the next couple of days until the portal closes, and hopefully beyond that time, envision your soul energy being bathed in this pure golden light, and continue to rehearse in your mind's eye who you are at your highest state of being. Right now, I'm going to ask you to take a moment to see your future self now in your mind's eye. Envision achieving your biggest, juiciest dreams. Now is your time to go big or go home. So go large, you guys. The dream can't be big enough. When you get that clear picture in your mind's eyes, you're welcome to open your eyes, and I want you to just take a couple of moments and jot down on your paper what came to you in your vision. Just try to capture right now, if you did get a vision of your future self, what did you see? Where were you? What were you doing? Who was with you? While you're doing that, I'm going to read to you guys a little bit about the Lionsgate portal. Since I don't know about you, but I didn't know a lot about this portal. And now that I know about it, every year on 8/8, I know what I will be doing, but of course, year round as well. So the Lionsgate portal is the opening of a rare galactic gate or a window in the cosmos, delivering high frequency energy into our beings, allowing us to rebirth our spiritual energy. It is a vortex of potent manifestation energy. So with this energy, your chakras open up, which allows you to be inspired with new ideas. Your consciousness is raised. Your ability to receive psychic downloads is vastly enhanced. And we were designed this way, you guys. This is the human design, whether you're aware of it or not. This stuff is happening all the time. Anyhow, some people are more aware and in tune, and others maybe not so, but this is what's going on. But when we consciously do anything, it has a much bigger impact than when we unconsciously do it, which is why I wanted us all to come together and do this work consciously together today. Okay, so the Lionsgate is the beginning of a new year and a time to offer our reflections on the past and our resolutions for the future. It is a time of breaking free of form and cutting loose patterns that prevent our becoming that wonderful future version of ourselves, that future self that we so clearly want to be. So Leo, the sun is in Leo right now, and Leo is associated with the children, creativity, and play. And the Lionsgate offers the opportunity to revisit our own inner child and ask for insights on how to carry and care for who we once were and who we might not yet be. So both the inner child and our future self. Okay. So a couple things you need to know about this portal. Now is the time more than ever to stand sovereignly in your innate power, to tune in consciously, embodying the highest version of you, not to no longer play it small. Now is the time to step into the highest version of yourself, to express your desires with a clear declaration. So you're going to write some things down tonight, but I want you guys after this call to be speaking the stuff you write down, because it's way more powerful to speak than it is to actually just think. Express your desires with a clear declaration. Show up how you are meant to live, being who you are meant to be. This is about the authentic self. For a lot of you guys who are in the divine intelligence process with me, you know that that is a coaching process to help you get clear on your authentic self, who you were born to be, who you are naturally, when you relax who you are versus all of the conditioning and the conformity that a lot of us have struggled with a good half of our lives until we have the midlife crisis and say, oh my God, who am I? I don't recognize myself. To commit to living with love, gratitude, and compassion, and embrace the beauty you see emanating from within you. So shifting out of the self-criticism and the self-hatred, committing to living with love, gratitude, and compassion towards yourself and others. That's an important thing to impress, because a lot of people find it very easy to live with love, gratitude, and compassion for others, but don't spend any time with love, gratitude, and compassion towards themselves. And that's a big, big biggie. Okay. Numerology real quick for you guys too. 8-8. Today is 8-8. This day blends astrology with numerology. Just so you know, Leo's fire sign energies are associated with riches, wealth, and passion. There's a new moon and a full moon, and the sun is still up in the sky. So you can unleash all of the confidence and self-expression you've been holding back. That's what this energy is here to help you do. Now, this was an interesting thing I read too about the portal, but one of the ways, so we all might have a different word for this aspect of ourselves. Our ego, the devil, the opponent, the addiction, whatever word you choose to use. But the darkness, what I was reading is, what happens is that part of us tries to keep us small to protect us by keeping us in a poverty mentality. So if you are somebody who struggles with poverty mentality, I know I have been one of those people for a long time. And it doesn't just have to be money, right? A poverty mentality shows up in relationships of not being enough, not having enough, not doing enough, poverty mentality. So this is the time to recognize that when that attack comes from within, whether it has to do with money or something else, that you don't have enough. You know, for me, I used to get very panicky, and it's about using our consciousness to recognize, no, that's just the opponent. And I don't have to react to that. I can just consciously let that idea move through the field and then shift back into my authenticity, which is where my abundance will always reside. By the way, it's much easier to shift into authenticity, I find, than abundance. For a lot of us, we're like, oh my God, abundance just always seems like this big word that I have trouble connecting with that word. But when I think about connecting with my true self and being in the flow of life and sharing my love and being at my highest energy, guess what, you guys? That is abundance. That's the abundance mindset. So it's the same as authenticity. And that's why being authentic is so, so important. Okay. So anyways, the other cool thing about the 8-8 is the 8th house and the 8th sign of the zodiac belongs to Scorpio, which has all these connections to power and transformation, energy, passion, sexuality, all Scorpio themes. And then 8 on its side, you guys, is infinity. So infinite consciousness, infinite abundance. I mean, you can just see there's so much to 8. And today with the 8-8 activation, the sun is in Leo. There's an alignment between the sun and the moon and Sirius and the Pisa from Egypt. Everything's in alignment because the ancient Egyptians knew about this portal and really leveraged this portal in creating whatever they were looking to create in their ancient civilizations. So it's a technological portal that gives you energy to manifest what you really, really want. Okay. So let's get into a little bit of chakra activation and a little journaling for you guys. What I want you to do in this section is to focus on your heart chakra and your solar plexus chakra. So your heart chakra and your solar plexus is down here below your belly button. The Lion's Gate portal energy aligns with the emerald green heart and solar plexus chakras. So just so you guys can also visualize some emerald green in those areas, which will be boosting and heightening your self-confidence, inner strength, balance, and self-love. Okay, so these are questions for you guys to answer. First question, and don't think too long about this, okay? This is the thing. We don't want that conditioned self to be doing this editing thing. Just try to go with your first answer. I see Vanessa laughing, right? Some of us just know we have that built-in editor forever. Like, I remember the first time my sponsor was like, you know, what do you love to do in your free time? And I could never answer a question quick because I had such an editor of trying to figure out what answer you wanted me to have. Okay, but this is about your own answer, not, I don't care what answer you have. What was your childhood dream for your life? Go back to when you were a child, before anybody told you you couldn't be or do what you wanted to do, and just what was that dream? Okay. Doesn't have to be a long paragraph or anything. It could be, you know, I wanted to be an actress. I wanted to be a dancer. I wanted to write a book. I don't know. I wanted to be a doctor. There's a million different things. But what I'm looking for is the childhood dream that came from your soul and didn't come from the people around you, you know, saying, oh, you should be a doctor, because that happens in families too. Okay. The next question is, what is a dream you have now? What is a dream you have now that a part of you probably says, nah, that's too big. That's not going to happen. That's crazy. How are you going to get from here to there? That's all conditioning. I want you to know. That speak is the conditioned self, the doubter. Okay. So with awareness, with certain practices, the type of coaching I do with you guys, with the conditioned self and the authentic self, third person writing, different tools, there's a way to become really aware of who's speaking in the head, because there's voices in there that you don't want to listen to. And then there's voices within that you absolutely want to act upon. Okay. So what is a dream you have now? Next question. Am I going too fast, you guys, or it's okay? It's okay. Okay. What do my heart and spirit need to feel whole? So right now, okay. What do my heart and spirit need to feel whole? Okay, the next question. In what ways can I show myself more grace and love? So this is just kind of looking for the areas where you tend to be really hard on yourself, you guys. Very self-critical, hard on yourself, mean to yourself, demanding of yourself, unrealistic expectations of yourself, can't make a mistake, what's wrong with me kind of mentality, can't believe I did that kind of mentality. More grace, more love, even appreciation. In what ways can you show yourself more appreciation? How might you do that? When might you do that? You know, that could be even creating a journal that's simply about everything you appreciate about yourself. And each day you write a couple things in it. Okay. Next question. What is my heart's most authentic desire? What does your soul really want to do here? Really want to experience? Need to accomplish? Need to create? Like kind of like the whole air goes out of your balloon if you don't get to do this. What's the point if you don't get to do this? These are the desires that I want you leaning heavily into today. And always, but especially today with this energy of manifestation that's present. Okay? Because you are getting major divine assistance. And it's a real thing. The hardest part is usually just getting our own doubt out of the way. That's the hardest part. because our brain is like, that's such a crock. That's so ridiculous. Even my, you guys, a lot of you know Brody, and he's like, what's this crazy shit you're talking about, Mom? But I'm like, if you study the science and you study astrology and you study numerology and you study what's been around in ancient civilizations and technology and portals and energy, and then you get connected to your own body, you know that the crazy people are the people who are not aware of this and are not making use of the energy within and outside of themselves. Those are the crazy people. Okay. Okay, so this is a little tip for you guys too. Part of it you won't be able to do on this call, but I wanted you to be able to do this potentially before the portal ends on the 12th. If you can get a small amethyst stone, or if you have one, and I'm sure you could use pretty much, there's probably a lot of other stones, but I know the amethyst is particularly good for third eye activation. So just so you know what the third eye is, it's a chakra right here. It's also known as the pineal gland. It's the bridge between your soul's energy and the universal energy, which is one and the same. It's all one anyways, but you embody your personal energy, and then there's the universal energy. So it's the birthing place of your intuition and your connection to the divine realms. When we open our third eye, we have access to unseen dimensions. We release really good chemicals in the body that help us with stress. There are a lot of benefits. And it overall makes life a lot less stressful to activate your third eye. When it's closed, this is what you tend to feel: narrow-minded, confused, unable to discern the truth. That was me for a long, long time. I didn't know what my truth was. Closed off from your divine purpose, not really sure why you're here, negative emotions, lower vibrations. Okay. So this is a couple of things quick to have the third eye open and keep it open. Has to do with obviously your diet, you guys. Raw foods, organic, limit meat, avoid processed foods, carbonated beverages, yada, yada. We all know that. Okay. Get plenty of sunshine, practice self-love, learn to meditate. If you guys are not all meditating, that alone, a session, I'd love to have a session with you on meditation and how to do it and get your practice set up. If you never did anything ever again, meditation is the one thing I would highly recommend that you be doing every day. Okay. Breath work, which stimulates the vagus nerve. And if you can avoid or take breaks from using devices that emit EMFs, like the microwave, like the phone. I mean, we all use these things. So obviously, I don't think avoiding is the right word, but reducing and being mindful when you go to bed at night. Don't have that phone right by your bed. Have it across the room, because this actually creates calcification for the pineal gland. And again, there's so many benefits from it being in good working order. So the amethyst, this is what you would do. Full moon or sun, but only when the sun is rising or setting, not when the sun's up in the middle of the day. Okay. You would take, so I have here an amethyst. Okay. And you put the amethyst right here where your third eye is. You would be closing your eyes and you wait until you feel the synchronization of the sun with the stone, and you will feel it, you guys. So people are like, oh, how am I going to know? The warmth of the sun comes and there's just this sensation, connection. I mean, or maybe it's just me. I mean, I'm very sensitive to energy. So, if you don't feel it, it doesn't matter. Just, this is how you would do it. Close your eyes when you feel the warmth of the sun on this stone. You close your eyes at that point and you take 7 breaths in and out. And that's all you have to do. 7 breaths in and out will activate your third eye and give you those benefits we were talking about. But the most important of those benefits, I would say, is the intuition, because life is not meant to be, we're never going to get a playbook, of how it's going to go, or a crystal ball. Like none of that stuff's happening, you guys. I kept waiting for that crystal ball. I'm like, where can I order one? You know, we don't get to know in advance, but what we get to do is develop our intuition, learn how it speaks to us, learn how to trust it. I mean, that is the key. So third eye activation is really important. And I'm hoping you guys, you know, tonight, because the full moon is here now too. You have a full moon that you're working with tonight or over the next couple of days, you know, maybe pick up at one of those little crystal shops, a small little amethyst, and then you can use that anytime to activate your third eye. Okay. Any questions? All right, moving along. Crystals, mantras, altars, and rituals. Little bit of both, little bit of each of these I'm going to mention. Again, for any of these areas, if you want to go deeper, we can go deeper. But I wanted to give you guys a lot, pack this in with a lot of value for you guys to pick and choose what feels right for you. Okay. I had reached out to a lot of you guys about every astrological sign has a stone, has a crystal. If I didn't speak to you and you want to know that, just text me after this call and I'll get you that information, but it'll tell you a little bit more about your sign and a crystal. But my suggestion is to utilize the crystal for your sign or any other crystals that you feel really drawn to, and to do a couple of things with them. One of them would be to meditate while stating empowering beliefs. So again, for those of you who have graduated from the divine intelligence process and already have your empowering beliefs, you take your crystal, you meditate, and you repeat your empowering beliefs. For those of you who have not done that and are interested in creating empowering beliefs, we can do that together, but I'm going to give you a couple right now that you can work with. One would be, I am blissful. Who doesn't want to be blissful? I am blissful. I am beautiful. I am bountiful. I mean, I love I am bountiful too. Oh my goodness. It's like pouring out of you. Okay. Out of you, through you. Do you get this? You don't need to get anything from outside of you. It's coming through you. You are bountiful. May the spiritual sun shine upon me. I love this one. So if you want to write this down, may the spiritual sun shine upon me. May love fill and surround me, and the pure light within me guide me. Isn't that a fabulous one? I love that one. Does everybody got it? Does anyone need me to repeat that? One more time. May the spiritual sun shine upon me. May love fill and surround me, and the pure light within me guide me. So you guys can create an altar. And what's an altar? An altar is just a way for you to outwardly express your appreciation for the unseen forces at work in your life, whether it's a god, whether it's goddesses, whether, you know, everybody has their own versions of who or what they may work with, a higher power of their own understanding. But right now you can create an altar. I created one. I put it up on my Instagram, but I'll send you guys a picture where I just like I cut out a picture of a lion, and then I put my little inner child doll that you guys have seen before. And I put the stone for my birth sign. And I put a little card that said, I'm ready to claim my divine inheritance. And I put some cinnamon. So you could put whatever signifies, you know, what we're talking about tonight with abundance and the Leo energy and golden light and sun and your highest self, whatever that looks and feels like for you. Having a little altar where you look at objects like this each day is just, it activates it's going to activate everything we're talking about tonight again. It's that reminder. Okay. The other thing you can do is a ritual bath. This was cool. I was reading about Cleopatra. She used to do ritual baths. And I think we've all heard about this, using milk and honey in the bathtub with rose petals and lavender oil. I mean, I want to take that bath. I'm literally going to get that stuff and take that bath. And then you can actually add crystals to your bathtub, but you do need to be careful which crystals you put in or not, because sometimes the crystal will degrade from the water. But I wanted you guys to know quickly a couple of crystals that are great to bathe with. So you can make your own little potion for the bath, you guys, and I highly recommend it. Treat yourself like a queen. Treat yourself like a king. Have a little Cleopatra ritual bath, and don't have this prejudice before trying it. Like, oh, that's ridiculous. That's stupid. What is that going to do? Try it. See how you feel. Okay. Amethyst is stress relief. You can throw that in. Carnelian is creativity or sensuality. If you're going to have a hot date night, you throw a little carnelian in the bathtub. Citrine is to uplift if you need extra energy. Rose quartz is to heal some of those wounds related to self-criticism and hatred. There's a lot more, you guys, but I won't go on and on. If you want to know more about that, I can send you an article I found that was really cool. So again, taking the time to invest in this connection with the divine in and around us, not just during the portal, as a lifestyle, is transformative for your life. If you do not have a spiritual lifestyle, I beg of you to consider developing one, and I would love to help you with that, because this is the foundation for everything else in life. The way we see a thing and our vibration affects everything we experience from this day forward and thereafter. Okay. I'm going to talk to you guys about purging and cleansing, and I have some more questions to ask you that I want you to get clear on, okay? So sometimes the most challenging things in life are the easiest to achieve, and the overwhelming things stop us. Isn't that funny? Like, again, so like what we're meant to do sometimes is harder for us than other things, but I think it's because it means so much to us. What we really, really want means so much to us. And I think a lot of us are afraid of failing. And so it overwhelms us to move in the direction of our dreams. But during this portal, this is the time, if ever, where you are openly releasing the very things that are weighing you down. This means relationships, bad habits, negative thinking of oneself. You're getting extra assistance today, which is why I want to ask you a lot of questions on this call. I want you guys to get clear. And we don't do this without, delving into some of these questions. Okay, first question. This is about karmic loops. So a karmic loop is what you put out into the universe is what you receive back. The energy you put out, you receive back. That's really what a karmic loop is. So what thoughts and emotions are you putting out there? What are your habitual, because I don't want to know about your occasional thoughts and emotions, but what are the thoughts and emotions that you tend to live in over and over again? Now, some of them may be helpful that you want to keep. I mean, I'm looking at Ava, right? She doesn't have her image up, but I'm just thinking of like when she and I talk, I'm a badass. I am a badass. Okay. Like that is something you want to keep. That's a thought you want to keep. If you're feeling that way inside, that's a thought and an emotion you want to hang on to. But what are the thoughts and the emotions that you're putting out that you may not want to hang on to? Right? Like I think about irritation sometimes with my spouse. Okay. That's a hard one for me. Anybody, you live with somebody all the time. That tends to happen. But the frustration that I may feel, or, the judgment that I may have towards somebody else, right? Whatever I'm thinking and I'm feeling, I'm emoting, it's coming back to me. I'm seeing iPhone entering the waiting room, but there's not a person's name. So I'm going to admit, and we're going to see who this is. Welcome, iPhone. Who's entering the room, just so I know? if you can. Yeah,
It's
just
me. My computer keeps dying.
fabulous. Okay, sweetheart. So just mute again. I just wanted to make sure we were not getting bombed or
Okay.
something. Okay. Okay, you guys, second question. This is a really good one because the portal has done this work for you. So what has been coming up for you this past week that needs to be healed? So anything that's really been coming up strong this past week, that's literally the portal energy showing you something that needs to be healed, that it's time to release. That could be blocking you from stepping into your future self. Okay, so what's been coming up for you this past week? And just to know, sometimes it doesn't come up when you're awake. It comes up through a dream. So if nothing's coming to you, think about anything you might have been dreaming about also this week, or somebody you've been dreaming about, or some, that potentially could be something that needs to be healed too. For the longest time, I would have dreams about my ex-boyfriend when I was in high school. And what that was is that I never really grieved breaking up with him. My parents kind of pushed me to do that, and I wanted to make them happy, and I did it. And then I just was full throttle into alcohol and drugs, and I never really felt the grief. So many, many years later, he was showing up in my dream one night after the next. I knew I didn't want to get back together with him. I'm like, why is he still hanging out here? So it could be something like that as well. And then the third writing prompt is this is a big one too, you guys. I forgive myself for. So right now, I am giving you an opportunity to identify what you need to forgive yourself for, knowing that you're a flippin' human being. You don't have wings and you're flying around some angelic realm. You're a human being. You're really hard on yourself. And that hard on yourself is going to block you. So where do you need to forgive yourself? Some behavior, some action, some secret. I don't know what it is, you guys, but where do you need to forgive yourself? I forgive myself for. Write that down. I forgive myself for being a biatch sometimes. I forgive myself for being mean to myself in the mirror. I forgive myself for not cooking organic, healthy meals for my son all the time when he was young. And now, he eats out more than he eats at home because I'm not a cook. I forgive myself for not being a good cook. I know this sounds ridiculous, but these are areas where I have beaten myself up. Okay. So just giving you guys some examples. All right. And we're on time, you guys. We're almost done here. Okay. Aura cleanse. Wanted you guys to have an opportunity to clean your aura. If you did not, if none of these prompts, you don't have enough time, obviously you guys can go back and write a little bit more on each of these prompts if you wrote down the question, or at least enough about the question that you could go back. Okay. I'm just going to give you certain things to say right now. Did everybody remember to bring the glass of water? Have a glass of water? Okay. So this is just a activation. I'm going to tell you what to say. You'll repeat after me. And then what I want you to do is, so later you can do this too. You can use like a smudge wand. I have Palo Santo wands. You can get these off of Amazon too. This smells so good. Or for tonight, if you don't have anything, which I didn't ask you guys to bring that because it was too much, you can use your finger and you can do a number 8 in your field. So I want you just to do the number 8 in your field. After we say what we're going to say, you'll repeat after me, and then you'll drink a large glass of water to incorporate what we talk about. Okay. So I'm just going to say a sentence and you say the sentence until I'm finished. I cleanse myself with light and loving energy.
I cleanse myself with light and loving energy.
And everybody, if you can, say this out loud. You want to use your voices for this, okay? Different energy coming through the voice chakra. All energies that are no longer mine to carry are now leaving my body. All energies that are no longer mine to carry are now leaving my body. I am light, I am free. I am light, I am free. I am whole, I am me. I am light, I am free, I am whole, I am me. Okay, so let's just use our fingers, doing the infinity sign in your field, and you're going to recite the following mantra 3 times, but you might need to write it down. So if you need to stop with your infinity sign and just be able to write this down, you'll have it. My space is cleansed and protected. My space is cleansed and protected. Only light and love may dwell here. My space is cleansed and protected. Only light and love may dwell here. Once you have that written down, you can read it to yourself while you're doing the infinity sign and just say that 3 times. My space is cleansed and protected. Only light and love may dwell here. My space is cleansed and protected. Only light and love may dwell here. My space is cleansed and protected. Only light and love may dwell here. And then go ahead and drink your glass of water. Okay. I've got one more series of prompts for you guys that has to do with you focusing on the good. Because again, if we're manifesting right now, there's all this energy moving through us. Where your attention goes, the energy flows. Where you're putting your attention, the energy is going to go. You are going to outpicture what you're putting your attention on. So we want to practice focusing on the good, especially right now today. First prompt, I am getting better at. What are you getting better at? I am getting better at. So I want you to look for your progress. At what? Where are you progressing in your life? Let's move away from perfectionism. You don't like the perfectionist? The perfectionist just steals all joy and possibilities. Where are you progressing? And maybe the progression is literally just becoming more conscious. I would say that's one of my biggest areas of progress, is to notice what's happening in the moment. For how long was I not even in the moment? I didn't even know what was happening. I was just living up in my head. I wasn't in my body. I didn't notice what was going on in my body. I couldn't listen to my body. Awareness is a huge thing. That's so important to have progress with just the time that we're conscious. And devoting part of your life every day to practicing consciousness, which could be meditation, which could be just mindfulness in the moment, noticing where you are, what you're wearing, what you're seeing, what you're hearing, taking a couple moments each day to just really be fully present, okay? Next prompt, I can love myself more by. So if you did X, Y, or Z, you could potentially love yourself more. What would that be? I could love myself more by not criticizing myself. I could love myself more by drinking more water. I could love myself more by taking my shoes off and going to the beach and putting my feet in the sand. So many different things we could do. So it's either starting certain things or stopping certain things. Okay, next prompt. I believe in myself because. I believe in myself. That future version that you saw, I believe I can get there. I believe that I can create that reality because I am fierce. I am unstoppable. I am brilliant. I am creative. I believe in myself because I am what? And I'm so glad to see you guys writing. Like there's a lot of writing going on, which means you are seeing why you can believe in yourselves. Okay, next prompt. I am my most intuitive when. So you want to know this. When are you your most intuitive? Because that's when you really want to be listening to yourself. Are you your most intuitive when you're meditating? When you go to a sound bath? After doing some exercise? After being in a spiritual group like this? Or doing some writing, right? I am my most intuitive when. The people that I work with me because they want to live an inspired life. They don't want to live a life of conformity. They want to blaze the trail. Okay, and so the last question on this part is, I feel the most aligned with my higher power, with my joy, with my confidence, with my peace. I feel the most aligned with my highest self when ... When is that for you? When do you feel like you're in the flow of life? When you're not time stops. Usually when people are in the flow, whether it's like they're doing something artistically or writing, or for me, it's when I speak. Most aligned. And, and that's most on purpose is another way of saying it. I feel like, living your purpose, most aligned in your purpose. Okay. So along those lines, I want to give you a take-home exercise to try at night, which I just think is so fabulous too. And it's called treasure mapping your day. So what you would do is you start at the beginning of your day. So you're in your bed and you go through the day and you find all the good in the day that started from the beginning of the day. So you review your day from the standpoint of what good happened today, what good happened for me, to me. How did I contribute in a good way, right? You're just looking for the positive. Going through your day before you go to bed at night, treasure mapping, all the treasures, all the good that showed up in your day that you would otherwise fail to savor or notice because we're so busy noticing what's missing, what's wrong, what didn't show up, who, right? I say that. Thank you, Nicole, right? This is most of us. In 3 seconds, we could recite everything negative that happened in the day. But much, much harder to do that, noticing all the good. Okay. And I'm going to send you guys for fun because I'm looking at the time. It's it's 7:57, so I always am timely. I have this one other little section that was, it included 8 mantras that you can chant for 8 minutes that are really, really powerful and great. And I like them, but I'll send them to you guys in an email so you'll have them. It's like a little bonus. I'm sending you a little bonus thing. But the bottom line with this portal, and again, a lot of these spiritual group calls, for those of you who are new, I want you to know, are not like this in particular, where I'm just packing in questions and having you dive deep inside, and there's not a lot of conversation between all of us. I love it when we talk more and I get to ask questions and people answer in front of the group and we share with each other. That's what it's like more frequently, just so you guys have an idea. And then I'm able to do some coaching as well. But because of the importance of this day and me wanting you guys to get as much value out of it as possible, I just packed in a lot of writing prompts in some of those exercises. The bottom line of this portal, this time in the universe, is how committed are you to your goals and the necessary inner work of healing and breaking cycles and limiting beliefs in order to receive more? How committed are you? I want you to really think about it. You know, where you spend your time is what you're committed to. So how much time are you spending meditating or writing or, you know, taking actions on your purpose or your dreams or your goals versus scrolling Instagram versus, you know, just watching TV? You know, there's a lot of things we do that are, you know, we're not putting a lot of energy into what we really, really want. And like anything else, spirituality is one of those arenas where we need to invest conscious attention into that domain in order to reap the benefits. And the benefits of living a spiritual life are the way we feel inside continuously. It's so much less stress. It's so much more joy. And we're not talking happiness. We're talking joy. We're talking peace. We're talking deep fulfillment. We're talking a sense of security that you can never get from outside things in the world, which most of us spend so much time chasing, and we get it. And then we still feel the void. And then we try to find something else to shove in there and still feel the void. So a spiritual lifestyle puts an end to that, as long as you make it a priority. And, you know, I love working with those of you that I work with. I'd love an opportunity to work more with some of you that maybe I haven't worked with or could work with. But what I would ask is that each of you spend a little time after this call thinking about 3 things that you identified on this call and text them to me. 3 things that you identified that you really could use more help with, that you know you need to develop more to get to where you want to be, based on what we talked about today, based on all the different things we talked about today. There has never been a better time on this planet than right now to commit to a spiritual lifestyle. And the bottom line is, when you dive deeper, then you're able to consciously design actions that take you where you really want to go. And so I'm 8:01 on the nose, you guys. I'm so grateful that you're all present. Jenny, I know you can't, I think there might have been a time thing, maybe the central time, or I don't know, maybe I'm just looking at you now, Jenny. I didn't see you at the beginning of the call. Were you there and then your camera was off?
When did this just start? A few minutes? Hi,
Yeah,
Kathy.
that's what I thought. That's why I
Yeah.
said it. So don't worry, because I will send you the video.
Oh, are y'all done?
I saw you come and I was like, I don't think Jenny was here. Or she's Texas time.
Are
So
you finished?
I'm just closing it up right now.
Oh, oh,
But not to worry, because I recorded this for a lot of people who asked me. They couldn't be on the call, so you'll get to
my
participate.
apology, y'all.
No need to apologize. I just wanted to know, because I just noticed you and I had been looking
Yeah.
around at everybody.
Sorry
But-
about that. Well, there's something I needed. So I'm here.
We needed your energy. You needed to pop in and just share your presence with us.
I need y'all's energy. I think we all need it. We need each
Yes.
other's energy.
Yes, we do. We do. So like, I just want to acknowledge that and thank each and every one of you for bringing your presence to this call. I love you guys. I hope that you got a lot of value out of this and that you'll take some time after this call. In particular, if you have not meditated today, take time to meditate today. You know, whether you're looking at the sun or your future self, but spend as much time as you can today thinking about, you know, what you want to create and what you want to let go of, and let the energy of this day, you know, assist you in remarkable ways. And I'm sure you're going to see the benefits of today. And that's one other thing I just would suggest is maybe even keep a little journal of noticing the connection, which we call a win in the DI process, the divine intelligence process, a connection between what you focused on today and what starts to show up in the next couple of days and weeks and months. And write it down, because that will prove to you that you are a conscious and divine creator in your own life. Okay, you guys. Have a beautiful evening. Namaste. Roar. See you guys next time. Come next month, second Thursday. Come back.